To a very cold turf more. Is it dry? That's the big question. We've had our usual rain before this rearranged match between the Clarets and, of course, the Canaries and Norwich City. Norwich City's strip hasn't really changed all that much over the years. Very similar to Burnley's at this present time. Very traditional and looking very smart in that old yellow strip and green flash. Tell you about tonight's mascot. He's Callum George. He's age 7. He goes to Wheatley Lane Methodist School. Hobbies are soccer, cricket, colouring and watching cartoons. His favourite food is cheeseburger and Coke. His favourite player is Andy Payton. Well, have a good game. Hope the Clarets win, Callum, and enjoy your evening with the Burnley side. Let me look at the Clarets lineup this evening for you. Nick Mitchopoulos in goal, Mitchell Thomas at 3, Ian Coxware's 32, Steve Davis the captain at 5, Paul Cook back in the side in midfield at 8, 28 Kevin Ball, 15 is Graham Branch, up front at 10 is Andy Payton, back in midfield at 4 is Mickey Mellon, Lee Briscoe at 19 and Glenn Little at 7. For the subs bench, the Clarets are Paul Crichton at 1, Ronnie Jepson at 12, Ian Moore, the new signing from Stockport County at 16, Paul Weller at 18, John Mullen at 30. And for Norwich City then, Andy Marshall in goal, Darryl Such at 2, Lee Marshall wears 4, Craig Fleming at 5, Ian Roberts at 9, Philip Merlin at 10, Chris Llewellyn at 20, at 21 Malcolm McKay, 25 Scott Parker, 31 Danny Granville, 17 Adrian Forbes. The Norwich City then on the bench, Matt Jackson at 6, Raymond Duard at 11, Darren Russell 12, Robert Green at 13 and Adrian Coote at 16. The referee is Mr M.S. Pike, and with me is ex-Claret Ray Turner to talk about this game this evening, Ray.
Well, thanks, David. Well, with a new £1 million striker, like Dave says, sitting on the bench there, I think what Stan's plan is there that he hasn't trained long enough for the boys to get to know them. So possibly he's given them a few days to get into the rhythm of how Burnley train, how the players play. But I'm sure that we'll see him in some time in this game, David. The crowd will be looking forward to that. But it's up to the players on the park to keep them sat on the bench, to be honest. And the players up front who have scored a lot of goals this season, like Graham Branches and that, who's playing out of his skin at the moment, will make it hard for him to get his tracksuit off. Let's hope there'll be a good win after this 3-2 defeat on Saturday.
Thanks, Ray. Yellow ball we're playing in here this evening, and Clarets attacking towards the cricket field stand in this first half. Glenn Little, a teasing dip straight away, and a great ball from Glenn Little, and Payton just shouldered the ball away, managed to get a foot in, but it goes to the Clarets on this near side. Burnley's right, some early pressure from the home team. Mitchell Thomas is going to take the throw in. I thought it perhaps came off Andy Payton's foot, but the referee decided otherwise. laid back here for captain Steve Davis. First time crossing from Davis, great ball from Payton, header onto Payton. He heads straight onto Andy Marshall's head, and then it is the first attack of the game really for the Clarets, Ray.
Oh, a great tackle from Lee Briscoe there, one. That's a solid one. That'll put his confidence sky high. And here's Glenn Little on the ball here. Well, brought down there, Glenn, just when he was in the dangerous area there. And we're looking at him to put some superb crosses in like he normally does on a night like tonight, because the ball's a bit skiddy. It's still raining, and it's nightfall. When somebody gets a touch to it, it'll fly in the back of the net. So let's hope we see Andy Payton get on the end of this.
Thank you, Ray. Started off with a great tempo. The Clarets, a free kick outside the area. Mickey Mellon just bounces the ball twice. Paul Cook hammers it against the Norwich player. Falls here for Mellon. He turns the other way. And Glenn Little plays it forward for Andy Payton. 3-2 defeat at St Andrews, of course, but a great game of football from all that went. And Payton just had the ball narrowly taken away from him there, and Norwich come away with it with a yellow strip and green flash. And now Steve Davis finds himself wide on the wing here, left-hand side for the Clarets, and he's done well. The ball hammered in once again from Lee Briscoe. Over on that left-hand side, Burnley's left back wearing number 19, and that's Kevin Ball. Back ball goes Paul Cook. Well, he ballooned that rather high, but Glenn Little nods it down. A chance here for Mellon, but 2 men on him straight away as Thomas lays it right-hand side here for Little. First time ball from Little, just looking, that was a free kick, and it was Kevin Ball's foot up, and a free kick to Norwich, Ray.
And you know, Dave, I think that Glenn Little and David Beckham are very, very similar. I know people may laugh at that, but I tell you what, he's one of the best crossers of a ball in the game, is Glenn, and he delivers them exactly the same pace and the same bend on it as Beckham does, and this is what makes him so dangerous. And to be honest, Dave, I've not seen Burnley start off a game as quick as this for a long while, and obviously they've been wound up, and they're going to go for it tonight.
Yeah, very disappointing. A narrow defeat at St Andrews. It was 3-2 in the end for the Blues, but the Clarets never gave up the ghost there. As Lee Briscoe lays it back for McCopples, the Clarets goalkeeper. Is keeping out here Paul Crichton, the former #1 choice keeper. Davis heads forward into the Norwich half, looking here for Mellon. Mellon gets the ball, and again it's the main man on the wing, Little. If there's any class going to be shown, a bit of wing wizardry, it's going to be Glenn Little, who has been out injured. He's back in the side, thankfully for that. Graham Branch lays it back for Thomas. Thomas here for Mickey Mellon. Mellon goes backwards way, and Davis again, who's ventured into the Norwich half. As Davis crosses into the area, dangerous one from Steve Davis. The ball eventually left by the Norwich defence, giving the Canaries a goal kick at the cricket field stand end.
Yep, and the Canaries, fresh from their home defeat, they got beat 2-0 at Bolton at home on Saturday, didn't they? So they'll not be full of confidence. So I think that if we go 1 goal up in this, we could see 2 or 3, David, tonight. I'm hoping so, because I mean, Stan was quoting the paper that one of these days they're going to hammer someone, and it really is true, because I mean, some of the chances that they make are unbelievable, you know. One of these days it's going to pay off. Ball on the far side there, throw into Norwich, about 20 yards at the Burnley half. Back to number 6 there.
Yeah, Terry Butler reminds me of the last home game here against Sheffield United. It was Andy Payton who grabbed the brace, but of course he could have had 4 that the chance has created for Andy Payton. So let's hope he can notch a few more goals, the Paddington Predator, because on the bench, of course, Ian Moore, £1 million signing from Stockport County. And of course he'll be itching to get in the first 11, as the squad is, as a matter of fact. But the ball played away by Such there, and it's Norwich who give it away here. Now Little, a chance on here for Little. Does he capitalise on the mistake? A shot from Little, and it just shoots wide of the upright. Glenn Little saw an opportunity, a chink in the Norwich defence, went down the middle and had a snapshot.
And that, David, that's the kind of shots that are going to be the goalkeeper on a night like this. Kept it low, fizzed past the post there, and I think if there had been another foot inside there, there'd be no chance of the goalkeeper saving that. But Mistake from one of their players there, let Glenn in, motored down the middle and fizzed his great shot in there. That's a superb strike there. Unlucky Burnley.
Yeah, good start then for the Clarets. Paul Cook wearing the gloves. Ball played up again. Davis. That was interception as Mellon came in, but Steve Davis clears it long, and Graham Branch and the assistants over on that far side must remember to look at the officials with a yellow flag, not similar to the Norwich strip. Free kick then to Norwich City. And looking at the goalkeeper Andy Marshall, and memories of their great keeper from years gone by, Kevin Keelan, the big lad who always was a thorn in the Burnley side whenever the Clarets played Norwich. He was a tremendous goalkeeper. Wonder where he is, Ray.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, David, but I would imagine he's somewhere on the coaching staff or somewhere, or coaching goalkeepers, but I don't know where he went to. Probably the same age around about as me, about 50 odd, so I just don't know where he is. It's like all our yesterdays, where are they now? I haven't a clue.
Graham Branch winning the ball well and still coming at pace. Graham Branch just to slip it through here for Little in the wrong side of Glenn Little, really. There was Briscoe steaming in on that left-hand side as well, and a little bit of hesitance perhaps from Graham Branch. The ball wasn't perfect in the end, but Burnley have a throw-in on that far side. Little has it, back to Ball. Kevin Ball, great midfielder with a bit of padding bite to the Burnley midfield as Norwich come away this time with the ball. Norwich just swinging it round a bit. Lee Marshall, a bit of fancy stuff from the number 4. Over to this near side. Chris Llewellyn can't keep the ball at his feet, and Mitchell Thomas comes away for the Clarets. Now then, Graham Branch just calmly lays it back again for Steve Davis, who ventures into the Norwich half, plays the ball forward. Again, Peyton can't get to it. Thomas, right-hand side for Graham Branch, whose form has really accelerated this campaign for the Clarets. Davis, switching play. Lee Briscoe takes it on the midriff. Briscoe wide on the left-hand side. It's Glenn Little, but he just couldn't keep it in. It spun off his feet, and that was hard lines.
And before the game, David, we had one of the lads, he walked around the pitch and he said it's very, very wet and heavy over there. Briscoe, he just went overhit that, I think, the Glen there, and it was a bit difficult to control, but yeah, he should have controlled it. But on a night like the night, you can forgive players for 1 or 2 lapses of concentration, but you've got to keep your eye on that ball and get it under control.
The ball back with the number 5 now for Craig Fleming, who plays it forward. Chasing that one is Adrian Forbes, and that's a Clarets kick at the Jimmy McIlroy stand, end of the ground. Crisp November night here at Turf Moor, and another away match coming up this Saturday at Vicarage Road against Watford. The Hornets play host to the Clarets on Saturday.
Just sitting there, there's 2 crunching tackles gone in from Lee Briscoe there, and he's run both of them. Oh, look at here, Branch is on another run there.
Branch doing well, getting the ball left-hand side now. It's Paul Cook with the mittens on, gets a corner for his efforts, and Branch causing problems. The Clarets' first corner of the game on that left-hand side of the cricket field stand, end of the ground. It's going to be Mickey Mellon to take it, the former Blackpool man. Corner number 1 for the Clarets in this game so far, Nationwide League Division 1. It's a good one, but somehow the Norwich defence, the shouts for handball, couldn't really comment on that, couldn't really see, and here's Little. Now Kevin Ball does well to win the ball, but it's a little bit short for Davis. Davis gets there, Branch goes up, Mellon chasing this one, and Mellon will get this one with Darryl Such, and Darryl Such brings Mickey Mellon down. The free kick to the Claret.
Yeah, dangerous area for Norwich, and they got Paul Cook probably will swing this one across with that left foot of his. Cookie back after a couple of games out with injury, hasn't he, really? Don't know exactly what's been wrong with him, but obviously I see that the Clarets were linked with Ian Bishop, the City midfielder. Great. Oh, Davis penalised there for leaning on the back there. Yeah, as I was saying there, the Clarets were linked with Ian Bishop, but I mean, he came on in the derby the other Saturday there and turned the game around nearly for City. So even though he is 35, he's a good player, good midfield man, and I think he would do well if they could get him to Burnley.
Free transfer.
Yeah, free transfer, because his wages will be a fortune, I believe.
Yeah, he's played a long time, played for West Ham as well, of course. It's Andy Payton who's down he goes, no foul, and ball stamps the authority on it, but Norwich come away with it down that right-hand side. It's going to be number 17, Forbes, to chase that one. Forbes' cross goes in, and it's kept in play that far side. Lee Briscoe thumps it downfield. I think this will end up being a throw-in to Norwich. It's Suchek takes a quick throw-in for the Canaries. The ball played in, and Owen Roberts can't get there. Ian Cox clears it up for Branch. Little takes it on his chest. Little goes past the halfway line. He's got supporting Branch on the right-hand side. Two wingers on the right here, with Graham Branch to take over with 2 men quickly on him. Branch crosses in, early one from him. He was looking for Payton, but Norwich cleared the danger in the 18-yard area. There it is. Ian Cox puts the ball out of play and gives Norwich a throw-in. It's no goalless here at Turf Moor.
That's what I like to see, Dave, though. Cox right up somebody's back there, and he's just getting that toe in there and making them play, making it uncomfortable for forwards. You don't let them have an inch on this kind of surface, and I mean, I love to see defenders do that. I mean, it's so uncomfortable for the forwards. I know what it's like myself, and they're really, I think, every one of the Burnley players looked sharp tonight. I don't know what Stan said to them before the game, but they certainly must have had a good warm-up, because they've come out the traps here like a shotgun here.
That's right, as Norwich have possession just here on the halfway line, just under the James Hargreaves stand. 12.5 minutes gone here at Turf Moor, and Graham Branch is looking to pounce, but the ball fed back to Andy Marshall, the Norwich City goalkeeper, via Malcolm Mackay. Held up well, played to the left-hand side. It was Llewellyn, but again here's Mitchell Thomas in the way for Burnley, and was a foul. He went down. It did catch him as he went in for that challenge. That was the number 20, Chris Llewellyn. So then it's kick from Andy Marshall, the Norwich City keeper. Past the halfway line, Davis is in there. That was on the number 9, Owen Roberts. And the ball headed up again, but Mitchell Thomas very casually, very calmly back to Nick Nepopoulos. And he gives it a good kick straight down the centre. Ooh, just kept in there by Daryl Such. Paul Cook lays it up, trying to find Andy Payton. Again, the ball played back into the Burnley half. And Norwich pick it up in the centre circle here. Ball threaded through, but Mitchell Thomas is there. And straight back again to Nick the Greek, the Burnley goalkeeper. Cleared upfield by Malcolm Mackay. And over the top went Ian Cox. Free kick to Norwich City.
Well, he never jumped there, though, did he? He just stood on his 2 feet there, and Cox went above him. And of course, the goalkeeper, the referee, gave a free kick there. But Burnley won it with Davis here. Now to Glenn Little. This looks promising now, doesn't it?
Oops, it did. It's been cut out. Glenn Little's pass cut out by Danny Granville. Philip Merlin puts it forward, but Norwich pick it up again with Danny Granville, who tries to switch play for Norwich City. It's Owen Roberts. Quick turn, if you like, as well for over there. Just laid up here, and out comes Nepopoulos to collect that one as Norwich tried to muster something from that one. Mickey Mellon surges up to the halfway line. Here's Glenn Little now. Again, Branch does a run down the right-hand side to give him assistance. He chooses Mellon. Mellon will have to pass the ball quickly here. Thomas gives it away rather sloppily. Mitchell Thomas, unlike him. And straight away, Lee Marshall comes forward. Danny Granville played again. Davis is there for the Clarets. got it through Lee Marshall, got away from him as he was latching onto that ball from this left-hand side for the visitors then. Burnley 0, Norwich City 0, live from Turf Moor.
Yeah, and it's just gone into a situation of where they've quietened Burnley down a bit there now, and the pace at the start of Burnley is just dampened down a bit, and they've got to pick it up again and get the passing game together. Win it more midfield. Norwich now a lot on the ball here at the moment, and Burnley have got to get him out of that. Got to get the possession in.
31 just crosses in there, and a chance. Well, it was Forbes who had the opportunity, but he was well marshalled in the end. Forbes came in from that penalty spot and his shot, but it was well defended by the Clarets at the end. And a good break from Norwich on the left-hand side, a dangerous cross.
Well, I don't know that was well defended, Dave. I think we were a bit lucky there because he miscued his the cross, didn't he? And a bit fortunate for Burnley there, I would say, Dave. But that's a bit sloppiness, that, and Stan not to be too happy with that situation.
Thomas gives it a good kick and a good pass in the end, and Mellon to latch on to Mellon into the penalty area now. And Mellon goes down, but the referee, he has nothing to say about that one. I think he was possibly off balance, but he was in that penalty area, and down he went. But still, Burnley have possession. Little. Back to the halfway line. Davis. Thomas. Mellon. One for Ball to chase. And in the end, it's put out by Granville.
Yeah, been a bit of pressure now from Burnley there. Well, it looked for a penalty from up here, David, that he just clipped his heel there, I thought, and the referee wasn't having none of it, but he might have been a bit closer than we were, Dave.
Yeah, the penalties don't come too often, they have to look obvious, and Mitchell Thomas crosses in, oh, and there was Paul Cook coming in. The ball was kicked down the tunnel, but I thought Paul Cook was claiming for a corner, but obviously the referee again says no.
Well, and Bertie B's even on his knees there, Dave. He brought him to his knees there. Really, Mitchell Thomas did well there. He persevered and won it along the line. That's trying to be a bit too clever by the defender there. And Paul Cook just came in there, 200 past the post. Unlucky there.
Certainly was. There's little looks on here. Mellon bumps the ball forward. That's going to fall to Marshall, the Norwich keeper, once again, as he looks round to give it a good kick. Decides to kick it floor level as it goes past the halfway line. Forbes goes up, gets a good header, does Forbes, but it's shot past his partner in crime, Owen Roberts, and consequently Clarets have it with Davis, right-hand side for the Burnley. Little gets a foot to it, and there's Mellon very quickly in. Again, back to Andy Marshall, Norwich keeper, sitting along the ball so far. Coming up to 19 minutes gone here in the Nationwide League Division 1. Clarets 0, Canaries 0. Davis heads forward again, but Norwich pick it up right on the halfway line. It's Such. Burnley have it with Paul Cook. Squares it up for Steve Davis. Davis looks for options here. Goes to the left-hand side. Graham Branch it is. Graham Branch takes it down. Graham Branch keeps moving. Branch likes to run, and he's got a lot of pace as Graham Branch, but on that occasion it's taken away. Forbes for Norwich now as Norwich venture into the Burnley half. And Davis with a challenge, half challenge as it was. Philip Mulrin, who was storming through there. They'll have to Burnley to wake up a little bit here. Such gives it to Forbes, and Forbes clips it forward for the number 9 Roberts. But Briscoe for Cook, Paul Cook. Little, good shimmy, good turn, and tangled everybody okay. Game still flowing. Briscoe, but again Davis to switch the play again, left-hand side looking for Little. He takes it this time, and Glenn does well. He's on the left flank, the assistant's flagging. A free kick to the Clarets. A foul on Glenn Little, and well spotted by the official.
Yeah, I just think that he could have played advantage here, because I think Glenn would have skinned him there on a one-to-one situation. That's what they've got to do. They've got to get Glenn in a one-to-one situation on either flank, so he can take them on, get these crosses over. But they're not doing that enough, I don't think. I'd still like to see Glenn hugging this right touchline.
It does seem a little bit strange. Claret's second corner coming up at the cricket field stand. Mickey Mellon to take as normal, and you see a right-footed player on the left wing, a left-footed player on the right wing. It may confuse the opposition, but Mellon takes the corner. It's a good one, and Norwich have it half cleared. Paul Cook turns round, ooh, and that's took a bit of a deflection. Wasn't intended to go so far back. Mikopoulos comes out, and he's going to kick it. Up here for Branch, flick on from Branch. Payton couldn't just get to it, Marshall does, and a Burnley attack disappears for the moment.
Yep, and it's end-to-end stuff at the moment, David. You know, I mean, Norwich are giving as good as they take at the moment. I'd say Burnley are just shading it really by the half chances that they're creating, but they still look a dangerous side.
Now then, a chance here for the number 10, who has a shot deflected, Philip Mulrine. And Briscoe picks it up for Clarets on that far side. Left-footed as always. Plays it down the line. Another good header from Branch, but no Claret there. Payton chasing it with the number 5, Craig Fleming. And Mulrine again switching play here. Left-hand side for the Canaries. The Clarets look on. And Chris Llewellyn in possession now. Which way are you going? Good play from Davis, quick on the mark on the man, and the ball swiftly played back by Malcolm Mackay to Andy Marshall.
And yeah, you've got to pay homage to the Norwich City supporters in that stand there. There's quite a few of them there. I mean, it's a long way, as we say, from Norwich. I went down there a couple of seasons ago to watch Burnley youth team, and I tell you what, it's a heck of a long way down there.
Has he sat down? No, Little's off. Must have a hamstring or something at Paul Weller. It was same substitute, I think, on Saturday at St Andrews. Weller replacing Little at some stage of the game. And Davis heads forward for the Clarets. Norwich. Briscoe plays it in here for Mellon, and Mellon over to this near side now. Mitchell Thomas. Accurate ball for Payton. Payton chests it down for Paul Weller. His first touch of the ball, he's taken it too far. That'll run out, will it? No, it's stopped him. Davis collects it, and back he goes to Mikopoulos, the Clarets goalkeeper, on a very cold evening, it must be said.
Yeah, and it looks like Glenn's tweaked his hamstring again there, isn't it, Dave? And of course, a straight swap for Weller. I mean, Weller needs to be on a few minutes to get warmed up there, but we know he's an excellent crosser of the ball, and all he's quick. That's one thing you can say about Paul Weller. And of course, he scored at Birmingham on Saturday, didn't he, to make it this score 3-2. So he scored a couple of important goals for Burnley. Let's see if he can score one tonight, and he's been on there.
Yeah, there's that free kick situation. Norwich have pulled every man behind the ball, so they won't be giving too much away tonight. The Clarets would definitely want to win to keep them up there in the top pack of Division 1. Well, that was down for Graham Branch, who went down in the 6-yard box. The referee is one of these. I don't think it's going to give a right lot. And Burnley have a throw-in on this near side. Thomas takes a quick one to Mellon. And Mellon crosses in, back post, looking there for Branch. He tried to hook it back in, well he did. No Claret there. That was a strange one from Forbes. That was given away unusually by Ian Cox, and a bit of surges on for Forbes as Mikopoulos comes out and does well to kick it into the Bob Lord stand. Dangerous one, that one, Ray.
Yep, but the keeper read it well there, didn't he, and came out and cleared it, which all good keepers should do. They should be looking at the play all the time. But I'm just going back to the penalty incident there, Dave. That's 2 tonight, and he's not given either of them. The referee's being very, very lenient there. Well, first corner to Norwich end, really a good chance for them. Nod back and a layup, and it hit Cox there. So they've just got to be a bit tight here at the moment and pick the men up. and don't get too lax at the back here.
That's right, so Norwich City's first corner of the half. The game, in fact, is the ball playing in a good, dangerous one that held up in the box for some time, and Weller gets it away for Payton. And Payton nearly put his defence under pressure, but Mitchell-Thomas did well. Gives it back to Weller here on this near side. Great up, oh, the flag's gone up on the far side. Graham Branch is furious about that one. He could have been on there for a one-on-one with the keeper.
Well, and the referee's given Graham Branch a bit of a warning there for remonstrating with the linesman, but I mean, there's no harm in that, is there? And he's 30-40 yards away from the linesman, so I think referees are just getting a bit too silly nowadays and force linesmen. They've got to take the verbal abuse, which is, I mean, these players are highly paid, highly strung, and if you can't take that, I mean, the referee, it looks as though he's got Velcro on his back, to be honest. He's so laid back about the penalty decisions that he just never even entertained looking at them, did he? Never even give a word or something to any of the players, nothing.
That was an adverse claim for handball given. The assistant put his flag up. The referee would not have given it normally, would he, eh?
I take it back now, he's a good referee. That's well, the third time I'm asking. Third time, I take it all back, sorry, about the referee. But, well, he certainly gave that one, and they're surrounding the linesman there. But I don't think this referee's for turning that spread that way. No, I think he's been one of Maggie Thatcher's men.
So 27 minutes gone in the first half. A penalty awarded to the Clarets. No other person would step up in a situation like this, only then the Paddy and Predator. And that man, of course, is stood there now about to take the penalty, which we won't say anything. Andy Payton steps up. Oh, it's saved! Good grief! That's the first time we've seen Andy Payton. Well, it's the first time I've seen Andy Payton miss.
Well, I'll tell you something, Dave. Terry Butler just said to me, I bet you 5p saves it. And he did do. I don't know what's happening here. The referee's calling a couple of the Norwich players in, and he's booking them. No, they must have said something to him, question his parentage or something. But I owe Terry 5p because he said, I bet he saves this one. It's a long while since we've seen Andy Payton miss a penalty, isn't it? A long while.
He's booked. A turn up for the books then. A missed penalty from the Clarets as Burnley continue to pile it on here. That's Branch's header. Andy Marshall collects it, no problem at all. And there's Ian Cox who lifts it high in the sky. Assistants flagging again on that far side. And Burnley fans' arms go up in anger, but that's what they're there for. Do the job. As Norwich move up to the halfway line here on the far side. Still goalless at Turf Moor. Missed penalty from Andy Payton, a very rare sight. That was Kevin Ball in with a foul. I saw that one myself. And here we are again as Mitchell-Thomas just lays it down to the halfway line, but Norwich pick it up. Can't keep it in. Philip Mulride it was who failed to keep that one in. This is Steve Davis for Burnley. Payton goes up, but he has no real chance against the number 21, Malcolm Mackay. And Darryl Such on the far side lays it forward. That was a quickly challenge from Mellon. Norwich in the Burnley half again. Danny Granville. Play down the left-hand side, chasing that one is Danny Granville. Steve Davis clears at the halfway line again. Steve Davis no chance against Mackay. Thomas back here for Steve Davis. Half-hour mark with hit, and we're still goalless at the turf as Davis plays it down the right. That's out, and it's a throw-in to the Canaries, who, in all fairness, have weathered the storm, Ray.
Yeah, they certainly have. So just sitting at Terry there again. If we had a score at that, they would have just settled everybody down and could have gone on from there. But it's not like the pressure's still on. We're the home team. We've got to go forward. We've got to score goals. but I don't think there's any problem with that. There's a long way to go yet.
The ball back with Nicopolis, the Claret's keeper, gives it a good kick with that yellow ball. Mackay heads forward, Cox plays it forward for Burnley. Weller goes in and gets the header, but Norwich head it down. Kevin Ball high in the sky. Payton won't win that one. Paul Cook to chase this one. Played forward by Marshall. Cox is there to cover. Oh! That was a mistake from the two. Not a lot of talking. The ball on the right-hand side. Would I have said that it had gone off on that far side, but Nicopolis was quick off his line to gather that one. And another injured man down there, Lee Briscoe.
Yep, and I tell you what, David, that was a great header from the guy there. Flew up his head there, and bit of a misunderstanding between Cox and the keeper there. And we've got Lee Briscoe on the ground there, off the pitch, injured.
Some Holland pies for making that save, the Norwich keeper, Delia Smith, of course, and one of the board members at Norwich City. Holland's pies very much a feature at Carrow Road these days, all the way from Baxenden. Strange one, isn't it? Played down the line, and that's a throw-in to the visitors there.
Well, they're getting the stretcher on for Lee Briscoe there, so it looks a bit serious here. Possibly he could have gone over and twisted his knee or his ankle or something, but he looks as though he's struggling at the moment. And there's about 4 or 5 of the staff there with a stretcher down for him. So I suppose Stan's got the sub on the out straight away.
Yeah, now here's Forbes for Norwich. A dangerous situation for Burnley. That's, oh my word! Lee Marshall had a open net and he missed it. Forbes ran down the right, cut it back, and Marshall, well, I bet they wish the earth could swallow him up, Ray.
Well, actually, there was 3 in line to queuing up to put that in, and he missed it. You're quite right as well. Absolutely.
So the new signing appears, and a great round of applause for Ian Moore, the £1 million man bought from Stockport County. Lee Briscoe's got looks like a serious injury. Graham Branch will go back to his normal, or his start as a left back into Lee Briscoe's position, and Ian Moore now a chance to have a real good look at him, Ray.
Yeah, isn't it ironic, Dave, isn't it? You know, I mean, Branch is such a good player that he can slot into that left back position, no problem, or wing back position to get this new man on. Yeah. And it seems like fate, isn't it? So you've got to come on tonight, Ian Moore, and he's gone on his position. Branch is dropped in left back, which he's comfortable in anyway. And poor Ian Briscoe has been carried up around there. It looks like he's gone over his ankle or his knee or something.
So with 2 men off, Little's gone off, Briscoe's gone off, both injured. Lee Briscoe looking the worst, being stretchered off. No. Well, they could give that against Steve Davis. He has done, and it's a central position, a dangerous position. Free kick for Norwich.
Yep, and Moore's on there now, and centre-back's having a chat with him here. I don't like to see that, actually. I'm probably trying to talk him up his game, but let's see if he can justify his £1 million tag and knock a couple in tonight, David. I mean, that puts the crowd right behind you when he can do something like that. But dangerous position for Burnley here. But a 6 or 7 man wall there.
Well, he tried to bend it. It was Philip Mulrine who tried to bend it round Nicopolis, but he had it covered, and massive kick from the Burnley keeper, and Mackay just on the second attempt managed to get it away, and that's Cox, Davis and Paul Cook. It's slid past Paul Cook. Graham Branch in the left back role now, back to Mitchell-Paulus. Looks at his head, he got a bang there. Davis, who just plays it down the right hand side, a flick on from Luella, and high in the sky once again, up to the halfway line. Applause for the injured Lee Briscoe as he departs on a stretcher back to the dressing room. And what's going on here? Booking, probably another booking for the Canaries.
Again, it's ironic, David. A little forward come back to defend there. And of course, forwards renowned for not being able to tackle. There's a little right winger there, number 17, and he's got himself booked there. Missed time. There was no maliciousness in it whatsoever, and he's got booked. It's ironic again, and you know, football's a funny old game, as they all say, you know.
Certainly true. 36.5 minutes gone. Paul Cook with the free kick. Still in the area, not cleared. It has been now, but intercepted by Mellon. Mellon heads up high. Oh, what on earth was going on there? Well, he gave him a ride, all right. Number 20, which Chris Llewellyn. Andy Payton just couldn't get his body around that one. He was trying to shield it in. There's Mellon over the head of the Norwich man. Thomas, turn, he says. Mellon's cross, goalkeeper will collect that one. Surely, no. Over the head of Marshall. Goal kick to Norwich, and we start looking towards the break, but Burnley need, I think, a goal before the interval, Ray.
Yeah, we're coming to that magic nearly last 7 or 8 minutes there, when I always say it's if you score in these last couple of minutes towards the end of the half and just after half time, you're on a win. I think I've not seen many teams come back after that. So we're just creeping into that nearly half time with a good 7 or 8 minutes to go, and let's see if we can just notch on just before half time. Chances been at both sides, to be honest. Norwich have had the easiest clear-cut chance, but at the same time Burnley have created more of their chances.
Wayward ball from Davis as Norwich pick it up, but they lose possession. Paul Cook for Mellon. Oh, foul. No, says the referee. They got him then, did Kevin Ball. Was after the number 10 Mulline. Assistance flagging. Cox thumps it into the Hargreaves stand here, and it's a free kick to the Clarets. So Forbes and Granville, the men boot for Norwich City. Steve Davis, of course, for the Clarets. And Burnley have a free kick. Did he get booked? No, he didn't get booked. It was actually it was a mysterious foul. It was the referee. It was mysterious because it wasn't a foul. That's what's mysterious about it. It's Andy Marshall clears. Davis heads forward. Given away straight to Mickey. Now the chance off the pen, but his first touch was unbelievable.
Well, not like Andy Payton, is it? You know, but I'll tell you what, he's trying so hard now. Probably trying to redeem that missed penalty. That's one of the problems, you know, about trying too hard. But it'll come if he just settles down. I mean, the last time we saw him here, he scored a brace, then he had a penalty and one just afterwards. So, well, let's say with these two fellas up front now, they're so quick and they got quick feet, you know. I wouldn't worry too much until we get the last minute.
The ball hammered in again. It's looking dangerous. Paul Cook was in there for the Clarets, and it's a goal kick. So a good bit of defending from the Burnley midfielder, Paul Cook, and a goal kick. And we're coming up to 5 minutes of normal time remaining of this first half in the Nationwide League Division 1. Clarets 0, Canaries 0. A missed penalty from Andy Payton on 28 minutes, which was a real shock to the Claret faithful, but it can happen to anyone, as Ray said. And the ball's high in the sky again in the Burnley half. Somebody put their foot on it, please. Graham Branch, he's the man there. It's still in. And Payne to chase again. Mackay clears long for Norwich. And the ball back. Oh, this could be interesting. We're sliding in from the number 4, Lee Marshall, the man that missed a sitter for Norwich midway through this first half. That could have been even Stevens if Andy Payton had converted the penalty, of course. Now here's Thomas, and that 1-on-1 for Cook to Moore to chase. And we're looking at Terry. We'll have a word with the statistician That the right way. Terry Butterworth is watching from the cold gantry here.
I think Burnley started off like a train, David, very well, created a couple of chances. 2 good shots for a penalty, the third one given, which we suspected, and Norwich in the last few minutes, because of the reorganisation of the side, have come back into it. Good match though, I'm enjoying it, David.
Yeah, thanks Terry. As that shot from Paul Cook was blocked, Forbes off on one of his long runs again, but Paul Cook intercepts it, but no Burnley player picks that challenge up. And back we go to Andy Marshall via Craig Fleming. As we see the rain just sweeping around Turf Moor again, Ray. Another wet evening.
Yeah, it certainly is. I can't remember when we've had a dry one the last few weeks, David. But I tell you what, this little lad on the right, number 17, looks quick for Norwich, doesn't he? When they break quick as well. But as soon as we've got more on, there's well bought there. Crowd just getting a little bit impatient there, aren't they? You know. They've got to be patient and not get on the players' backs. I'd like to see them get behind them, actually.
Well, that was Ian Moore was going to latch onto that one. This is Paul Weller. He's taken away from him as once again. Oh, Marshall's chasing it. McCopolis kicks it long right to Andy Payton. Back here for Paul Cook. Left-hand side one for Andy Payton. The chase. Such is there. Darryl Such plays it into the Bob Lloyd stand on that far side. Clarence have a throw in right adjacent the Burnley 18, the Norwich 18-yard area there, and it's going to be Graham Branch to take it. Coming up to 43 minutes gone, the first half here, goalless. That was Graham Branch taking off his toes. That's Stan Turner, the Burnley manager, just kicks it back for yet another throw-in for the Clarets. Branch takes it down the line looking for Paul Cook, but Norwich in the way again. Stan gets it the second time. Maybe thinking of making a comeback at this rate, Ray.
Yeah, he's seen more of the ball than he has in training anyway. But let's just try and push on this last 5 minutes. I mean, they need to pressure him now. And we can't afford any more injuries, let's put that well. I know we got Steve Davis here tries a 35-yarder and Cannon's back up there. Inside here for Mellon, and Mellon just taking it into the box. Probably going like an express train then, Mickey Mellon. Here's Mitchell Thomas, who just prods it onto the head of Steve Davis, and a little bit careless there when you're in an attacking position and you've just had some good runs into the opposition's box. Davis, Payton loses possession. Cox. Mellon just gets it down here for Weller. Oh, we put him under pressure, but Thomas did well. Weller put Thomas under a lot of pressure there, but Thomas had the experience to just tap it out of play and just follow it. So the last few minutes there, there's too many players looking a bit nervy with that first touch, aren't they? Yeah. Like Andy Payton's first touch has been not very good tonight. Paul Weller there, quite nervy, and it seems to be carrying on around the park here. Well, I think Branch is going to get himself booked here.
And there's Bedlam broken out. The Norwich bench has come out to remonstrate with Graham Branch for that challenge, and he has going in the book. With quite rightly so. It was a very late challenge, and not the sort of things we want to see. But Graham Branch becomes the first Burnley player to be booked here this evening. Brian Hamilton, the Norwich City manager, been all over the place, had spells with Wigan, the Northern Ireland manager as well. And also played for Ipswich Town, East Anglia rivals of Norwich, then Ipswich. Brian Hamilton, former player of them. 2 minutes of added time then in this first half with a free kick to Norwich on the far side. They're right. Looks a bit too deep, a bit too long actually, as Thomas comes away with it for Burnley. Mellon. Oh, well done by Ian Moore. Branchy will not keep it in, and that goes on the roof of the Bob Lloyd stand, wedged. All in one from Graham Branch, not half. Forbes, very lively customer. Ooh, that was a bit strong. Putting his defence under a little bit of pressure. Mackay gives it back for Marshall. Could he get there? Cook does well to gain possession for Burnley. Looking again, this time for Moore. Davis pumps it forward. Moore just tries to lay it off, and Moore down he goes. But there's Paul Cook. Oh, goal kick.
Well, Norwich just frustrating Burnley here a bit at the moment, aren't they, David? They can't get forward quick enough, and like I say, that first touch, a greasy surface. But I mean, it's the same for both sides. They've got to get this ball under control quicker and get to these dead ball lines and start throwing crosses in, because there's nothing come in for 20 minutes now. Weller's not done nothing since he's come on, really. First touch, like I say, been out of it, really, you know. And there's nothing coming in for enough Blanche.
Well, here comes Mitchell Thomas, takes over from Weller. Thomas holding the ball up well, but Thomas goes down, and the referee says nothing. As Norwich come away here with the number 4, Marshall. Out by Ian Cox. We must have half-time surely any second now here at the turf. And as I speak, that is the half-time nil apiece. It could have been 1-0. Andy Payton's missed penalty on 28 minutes, but they had a miss as well. But I think it probably is even Stevens at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is, Dave, and I don't think Stan will be too happy with this last 20 minutes or half an hour, but try to put things right at half-time. That's taking place on Monday, the 4th of December.
To kick this second half here at Turf Moor off as the nil-apiece situation is. And away we go, Clarets attacking the Jimmy McIlroy stand, formerly the Beall end of the ground. And as we sit on the field, new signing Ian Moore. Mellon plays it wide on that far side. Mitchell Thomas, neat little deep ball tucked in, but Payton chasing thin air again. There's Moore's in there as well. Mellon heads it down. Paul Cook gets in, gets the challenge in, gives away a throw-in to the visitors, Norwich City. Ball stuck out there by Ian Moore. Mackay clears it long, only as far as Steve Davis for Burnley. Thomas gives it in back. Chip forward, chest down by Weller. Weller gets a return. And a neatly ball slid in. Payton. Oh, he does well, Payton. Oh, he's at the post. Can you believe that? Andy Payton's hit the woodwork, did extremely well to get around the goalkeeper, and luckless Andy Payton carries on.
Well, yeah, it was a lovely slip ball through from Paul Weller, wasn't it? But Andy Payton, well, he looks as though his luck is just out, isn't it, at the moment? But it was a super move and a wonderful little ball from Paul Weller there. He ran to the goalkeeper and just knocked it against the post there. Nobody in the centre to follow it up, but great chance here for Burnley.
Mellon. Weller down there chasing that ball. Attempts to get it back. Mellon here for Thomas. Thomas tries to nudge it through for Weller. Clarets have lost possession here. And Weller got a knock there as he went in for that one. Branch plays it in. Moore. Foul on Moore. Free kick to the Clarets. Central position. Ian Moore not happy.
No, and that's where you've got both Moore and Andy Payton are like onto they've got this great ability to turn players, haven't they? And that was a great way of looking at Ian Moore's game there. Turned the player, had to bring him down, but he was stoned for goal. Dangerous situation here. You've got to be looking towards Steve Davis here to knock this in, haven't you, Dave?
Well, it's going to be a free kick, central position. They're going to be Steve Davis perhaps with one of his plough drivers we know him can do. He's got Mellon there, Paul Cook there. Is it going to be the captain? It is the captain who hammers it hard and low. Right against the Canaries' wall. Mellon's shot. That's wide, well wide with a left foot from Mickey Mellon. And a goal kick to Norwich City. And he looks very sharp, as Ray said. Ian Moore, the new signing. It's asset to the club. Both him and Payton very good on the turn. Two quick strikers Clarets have got here tonight. Andy Marshall with the kick. Good header from Cox. Back again for Marshall in the Norwich City goal.
Just saying, Dave, I like it better when the crowd get fired up there, because I don't like it when they're quiet like this, you know. And it's second half, it started good, and it just gets the players, gets behind the players, you know, rather than sort of like niggling at them and being impatient. They've got to get behind them vocally. I like to see that.
And the ball played up again to the halfway line. It's Forbes, who's a very quick, wide player for Norwich City, but Steve Davis marshals the ball away. Moore's very quick as well, as we said. Got good ball skills. Shot from Moore, deflection perhaps. Corner. Good play from Ian Moore.
Well, nice bit of jinking and jiving by Ian Moore there. But actually hit Andy Payton on the way out, Dave. But he took on about 2 or 3 players there. Just a bit far out to fire a shot in from that distance. But that's what I mean by that. Gets the crowd going. They just like to see an effort like that.
Paul Cook fails to get it away. Ball smashes over to Mitchell Thomas on that far side. He plays the ball a bit out of control there from Mitchell Thomas. Was looking for Paul Weller on that right side. The man that's replaced Glenn Little in the first half for Burnley. Kyle launches it and Thomas heads it forward for Burnley. A push it seemed to be, but Mitchell Thomas plays it for Paul Cook. Paul Cook's lost ball, lost possession. Paul Cook once again, as Norwich burst forward here. Dangerous situation. The Burnley defenders have it covered, and Paul Cook's back in defence to give it to Nikopoulos, who kicks it. Branch's header. Looking for Thomas. Thomas does well to head it. Fancy play on by Weller. Thomas heads forward. And the ball, the situation falls to Norwich City now.
That baffled me, Dave. I don't know what he's given that free kick for against the Clarets. He must have seen something off the ball that we didn't. Because certainly Mitchell Thomas won the ball cleanly there. So the referee must have been looking elsewhere for that free kick.
Norwich in possession. A man goes down in a heap there. Oh, it's a wild shot, not too far away. Left-hand post of Nikopoulos, and goal kick to the Clarets then. 6 minutes gone in the second half here. Still goalless at Turf Moor in the Nationwide League Division 1. And the Norwich team frustrating the Clarets at the moment. Missed penalty from Andy Payton and a shot from him. We've done exceedingly well for Paul Weller. Through ball, and he hit the woodwork. So he'd done all the hard work. Kevin Ball just been boot then. The second Claret to go in the referee's notebook this evening. And he's the man that will get booked because he plays with such fire in his belly. Kevin Ball is a very hard tackler. Cook. Oh, referee. In the way, the referee. Great ball in for Payton here. And Payton runs to the inside right channel. Plays it wide to Weller. Weller in possession for the Clarets. The ball played in. Just a foot stuck out by the number 5 Fleming. And Norwich just calmly come away. But Mellon wins it back. A chip which is a bit long. Straight into Marshall. And consequently Norwich come away with again. This time on this near side. The Norwich right. Ball played out and long over that far side. Left wing position. Oh, it's dangerous. Steve Davis is there. Well, I'd say that was a foul. Paul Weller says to the referee, I thought that was a foul. The referee agrees with him, and a late decision from the ref, but at least he's give it.
Well, it's fits and starts here at the moment, and the referee booked Kevin Ball. I don't know what that was for either, David, to be honest. It must be for somebody verbally said to him, because it certainly wasn't for a tackle anyway in that incident in the last 5 minutes there. So it must be just for verbal abuse. But it's a bit too fits and starts at the moment. They need a goal to settle them down desperately.
Well, the big question is, will the Clarets break the deadlock here tonight? Certainly have had a couple of real chances to do that, but so far it's goalless. Mellon's header forward, ball goes in, flicks it up. Mackay clears it, half clears it, hits Kevin Ball on the head. Here's Cox, who just plays the ball out. Won the ball comfortably, Ian Cox. Scorer of a goal, of course, for Burnley at St Andrews on Saturday. Burnley's first in that 3-2 defeat. Fleming. Oops. The chase is on that far side. It just holds up the ball. Parker, Scott Parker plays it in, and Steve Davis clears it for Burnley. That's Ian Moore, and that just flew off Paul Weller's boot, but good play again from Ian Moore.
Yeah, just a bit unlucky there. It was just a bit too close to each other, wasn't it? And the ball ricocheted off Weller there, too quick.
Moore going in again, attacking the defence, as it were, whilst they were in possession. Thomas, Paul Cook. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. As Paul Cook likes to spray the ball about, and it's not coming off for Paul tonight. Likes to put himself about, Paul Cook, a good, versatile player for Burnley. Roberts again finds with Craig Fleming. Mackay has to chase for that one on that left-hand side for the Canaries. The Clarets look on as Norwich are in possession on the halfway line. Again stabbing it forward, but Burnley pick it up here. This is Kevin Ball. Square ball in, left by Mellon. And more places to the right-hand side. This is Paul Weller. Cross from Weller! A goal! Andy Payton's header. And a great cross from Paul Weller. Andy Payton finally gets his reward. Burnley 1, Norwich 0, right?
See that scene about the crosses, David. That was an excellent cross on Paul Weller there. And Andy Payton there. That's what it's all about for him, isn't it? Scoring goals. But what a great cross from Weller. And a great ball out from Ian Moore to get well into that position. But let's not forget that. They've just got to be careful now in the next few minutes, just to keep it nice and tight and settle down on the ball there.
Yeah, Andy Payton, the scorer then, he's well deserved that goal. He's had some ill luck in this game, but that was a classic goal, a wing play and all the rest of it. The superb finishing from the Paddy and Predator. And here's number 2, Darryl Such, who stabs it in again. Norwich will be wanting now to fire their game up, and Graham Branch as well in the left-back role now for the Clarets. Paul Cook. Mellon. We'll run into some space. Mickey Mellon. Great sight for Mellon going forward. Oh, just couldn't slip it through. But Mellon was on his way. He was trying to get the ball through for Andy Payton. Picopoulos, who kicks it out quite understandably.
Well, I'm so pleased for Andy Payton, because I thought it wasn't going to be his night tonight, Dave. Missed the penalty, hit the post, third time lucky, as we say, you know, but that was a great header from him. But I say, Moro just slid that ball out to Weller. Best cross of the night, and it deserved a great goal like that.
So it's Norwich City have this throw-in in the Burnley half. Midway inside the Burnley half, their right-hand side. Such. Cox. Oh, mistake. Forbes licks up to that one. In goes Kevin Ball. Graham Branch clears the danger for Burnley. Way past the halfway line. Mackay will chase that one, and look who's over there, Paul Weller. Great defensive clearance from Branch there, as Mitchell Thomas tries to get the header in. Clarets have a throw-in.
It just shows here that Andy Payton's not going to be pushed off his perch as his top goal scorer here, and even though Ian Moore's arrived, he's made his intentions there. I'm the leading goal scorer, I'm going to stay that way. Substitute for Norwich there, Dave.
Lee Marshall goes off for the Canaries, and Darrell Russell comes on for them. First substitution for Norwich in the second half. We've had 13.5 minutes of this second half then. Clarets 1, Canaries 0. There he is. Mitchell Thomas brought down on that far side. Right in front of the Burnley dugout there. Stan Turner just looks on. Arms folded, stood against the back wall of the Bob Lord stand. Free kick to Burnley.
Well, we just need a second goal here just to make this crystal cut, and it could be on the cards here. I'd like to see Moro score on his debut, because it always gets a crowd on your side. As a striker, you love it anyway. It'll give him loads of confidence.
Yeah, that's quite true. Let's see. Branch down the left-hand side. Well, it was kept in play. That's Kevin Ball, who lost possession there for the Clarets. And away comes the substitute, probably his first touch of the ball there, Darrell Russell. Darrell Such with the throw-in. It's Forbes. Craig Fleming. Parker. Mulrine just leaves it again eventually. Fleming has to go back to Marshall. Here's Darrell Such on this near side for Norwich City. Into the Burnley half. Forbes. Adrian Forbes leaves it back. Again we find Such, who plays it for Russell. Mulrine. Going to dispossessed here by Mellon. He is. And Mellon. Oh dear, oh dear. There may be another booking for a Canary. Yes, going to be another booking. Mulrine.
Bit of retribution there, I think, because little Mickey Mellon won the battle of the thrashing legs there and came out with it. And of course the guy got up and came after him, so it took the pressure off Burnley anyway. Steve Davis with a free kick, going to hoist it into the Norwich half here.
Well, it's the Clarets on song, not the Canaries at the moment. Free kick to the Clarets in their own half. Steve Davis, the captain, to take it. Looking for Branch, who heads it down. Cox is there, but Paul Cook won't get to it. Branch gets the ball back, and he goes in once again. Russell, the number 12, for Forbes on this near side for Norwich. A bending, beautiful cross from Forbes, and just eludes the number 20, which is Chris Llewellyn. But it was a good play from Norwich. Clarets have a throw-in over on that far side. They're right.
Well, it's absolutely thrown it down again there, David. I mean, these players must be fed up of playing in the rain. They'll leave web feet if it consistently goes like this. So the rest of the season in winter time. And here's more of the great player. This is where his pace is going to carry him in. Well played. That's well held up as that. Well held up for him, more of that.
was Paul Cook just trying a speculative cross, an early one. He was aiming for Andy Payton, but it just was cut out there. Cox plays it forward. Now Mellon in a central position, but his touch wasn't good. It could be good for Weller. Inside right channel for the Clarets. One way to the byline. Weller goes. He cuts it back. Brilliant play. It's a miss from goodness me. It's Kevin Ball, who never seems to get on the right end of the ball.
Well, what great play from Weller there, wasn't it? It just shows that the skill that this lad has got in a tight situation. Right the dead ball again, flicked it back, and Kevin Ball, like I say, couldn't get on the end of it again. One of these years he's scored for Burnley, you know, Dave.
Will he ever score, I wonder? There was a golden opportunity for the veteran midfielder to score there, but just wide from Kevin Ball, as Burnley hopefully can carry on the pressure here. And the assistant's flagging on this near side. The referee acknowledges him. It's a free kick to the Clarets in this, what's turning into a very an exciting second half. And it's going to be Graham Branch to take this free kick for the Clarets. With 19 minutes gone in the second half. Davis was up there, but it's Weller. A shot from him and a great save from Marshall. He went for glory there, did Paul Weller, but perhaps we thought he may have crossed it, so a corner to the Clarets. Mellon will step it up and obliged to take this corner on the Clarets' right-hand side now, at that Jimmy McIlroy stand, end of the ground.
Certainly got the crowd warmed up, David, now, isn't it?
Yeah, the ball comes to Davis! A goal! Steve Davis! Burnley 2, Norwich 0. Classic goal from the defender.
Well, there you go, and another great cross there from Mickey Mellon and big Stevie Davis. Well, how many goals could he score this season? Great header, powered it over the top of there, goalkeeper, no chance. Well, we said if one went in, Dave, that was settling down. 2 now. This could go on to be a cricket score, we hope.
That's a great goal from the club captain then, Steve Davis. Norwich will be reeling after that one. Corner on the right-hand side and a perfect header from the powerful Steve Davis. Burnley 2, Norwich 0 now, as Norwich look in the second half. They're going to have to come forward to get anything at all out of this game. And Marshall rolls it out to the number 5, Craig Fleming. And maybe a little bit void of routes to goal now, Norwich. Forbes lays it down the right. Again we see Philip Mulrine with the throw-in. Russell's attempt to goal kick, says the referee. Russell tried to get that ball across. It was Burnley Steve Davis who blocked that one. Moore. Moore's done well and taken away from him in the end. Branch, the referee waves play on. Graham Branch wins the ball. And Branch clears right-footed. Touch from Mellon. Mulrine. Roberts. And here's Darryl Such for Norwich. Scott Parker. Burnley picking up here. This is Kevin Ball. And a wayward ball from Ball, as once again we see Bertie performing all the acrobats at the Jimmy McIlroy stand there. Ball's in again for the Clarets. In goes Graham Branch. 2 Norwich players round him, still Ball battling for it. Forbes for Norwich. Craig Fleming for Norwich. Mark. Canaries have a throw-in just under the TV gantry at the James Hargreaves stand. Darryl Such will take it. Looking for Adrian Forbes, finds him, gives him a return. Roberts was in there, and can Burnley pick it up here with Moore? Mellon comes away with it. Play on, says the referee. Accidental.
Just in there, dear. Little Mickey Mellon's had a tremendous game tonight, and he's been all over the park. He's stuck his foot in. He's yeah, bouncing's a good word for it, because he's bounced once or twice when he's been down and tackles, you know. But he's had a tremendous game tonight. His running's been unselfish. He's covered nearly every blade of the grass, and I think he's had a tremendous game tonight.
Yeah, he's come through, burst through the middle on one or two occasions. We've seen Mickey Mellon go through and score spectacular goals. Certainly the one against Blackpool, remember? A couple of seasons ago. Such crosses in for Norwich. Over to the back post, a dangerous one. Well, we had a man over there just to do a spot of covering. It was Paul Weller, actually. Payton can't get hold of that one. Coleman's mustard, it says, on the shirts. As they, again, it's a good header from Thomas. Still, it's Norwich in possession with Granville, but it's a free kick.
Well, Burnley firmly on top here, aren't they? Defending well, and the referee seems to be giving a little more of the free kicks at the moment, doesn't he? Well, that was a great defensive header by Mitchell Thomas here anyway, who was fouled while he was doing it, but he had to make it, and he made it, and got fouled in the attempt. I see the other man who's had a tremendous game, I think, in all, is Kevin Ball. Yeah. I mean, for his age, he puts himself about this park, doesn't he?
Age is a number, that's all. That
It's a stereo one, it's an echo around.
As Terry said, if you have mileage in your legs, you're okay, as Stan would say. Coppola's kicks. Moore gets the header. And there's Kevin Ball again. Just eluding him. Ball come the edge just to prove a point that ages know is immaterial, as Moore chases that one. Ball's there again. But, oh, it's all gone wrong for Norwich. Steve Davis picks up that loose ball for Burnley. On that right-hand side, it's Andy Payton to chase it. Can he get hold of it? He does get hold of it, but it just swings away from him. Moore's in. Moore does well. The cross from Moore, the header away. Well, from Fleming in the end, but my word. Branches there. A lot of running this Burnley side. Some very pacey players. And that was a bit of a strong challenge by Kevin Ball. I thought they were going to be booked again there.
I tell you what, the referee looked there, didn't he, intentionally, and must have thought, well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. No, it's a good job that I didn't roll over.
It's Paul Weller again on that far side. He's had a good second. Oops! I speak too soon. He had a good second half since he came on in the first. It's Weller again. Oh, and Thomas won't get that one. His legs won't carry him there, but good play again from Paul Weller, who shows he's got the ability to play that ball from the right-hand side.
Trouble is, though, Dave, he should have given it himself there, shouldn't he? I mean, he's a great crossover ball anyway, Weller. Didn't need a little dink into Mitchell Thomas there, who obviously doesn't have the legs. He should have just crossed it himself, you know. He's in that dangerous position, and there's two in the box there. Fire it in. Let's see what happens from there.
That's right. Forbes. Headed down from Paul Cook. Can Clarets pick up the ball here? Davis goes in. Norwich have the possession on the left-hand side. It's like the Burnley fans are shouting, who ate all the pies? Norwich City have Holland's pies, which are our pies, at Carrow Road. It's amazing. Anyway, the shot comes in, and McCopples does well to pounce to his right-hand side there. Again, he catches well in his 6-yard box. 7.5 minutes on the second half here. Clarets 2, Canaries 0. Payne and Davis on the score sheet for Burnley, Ray.
Yeah, familiar names, aren't they, as well, David? I mean, especially Andy Payton's. How many times has his name been on the score sheet for Burnley? Could have been on 2 or 3 times tonight, David, though, couldn't it?
Good, should have been.
But never mind, he's got the all-important first one.
Just the point that Steve Davis scores as many goals as some midfielders in a lot of this nationwide league Division 1. He's always been a prolific scorer, particularly in dead ball situations. Steve Davis loves to score for the Clarets, and we love to see him. But Norwich have possession. And Forbes flicks it over. Ian Cox is there for the Clarets. Ian Cox just marshals the ball away and puts it out. Still left on the bench for Burnley, may I remind you, there's John Mullin, there's Ronnie Jepson, and of course there's the Paul Crichton as well. Steve Davis just manages to turn it up. Glancing header from Peyton. Moore's here. Comes off Moore, who never say die attitude for Burnley. His first appearance in a claret and blue shirt. Another substitute for Norwich.
Replacing number 20, Chris Llewellyn, is number 11, Raymond DeWard.
DeWard on. And Chris Llewellyn goes off. On just coming up to the half-hour mark in the second half then. Another song from the Canary fans, brave of them to travel from so far away on a very cold November night. Tweedman, Twatwell, we've got all the puns here, but a brave thing to do to come up in a midweek match. Good header from Cox. Thomas. Can he get to the ball? It's still in play. Weller in and injured. Free kick. It's Ian Moore, actually.
Yeah, it's Ian Moore. It's amazing what a £1 million player does on his debut. He didn't want to, he'll not go down injured tonight, will he? He wants to go. When you're 2-0 up, he wants to get, I'm telling you, he wants to go tonight more than anything in the world.
It's perfectly true, Ray. Is that ball just going to be thread through for Payton? But Mackay was there. This is Mitchell Thomas for Burnley. It's gone over and it's out. And Mitchell Thomas goes utmost to get that ball to this far post here. But it's still 2-0 to Burnley. Temperature seems to have risen by about 10 degrees up in the Crow's Nest. He's barely got the second from Davis. It's that man Davis again who pushes it over to the right-hand side. Mackay gives it away. Weller does well. Overhead kick from Paul Weller. Finds Mitchell Thomas at the back of him. Thomas looking for options. Steve Davis is his option, and Davis does a nice turn. Flicks it in, but have to be careful there. Given away there. Weller was trying to get the ball quickly, and Norwich come away with it. Here's Daryl Such inside for Forbes. Forbes a very quick player. It's down to Mulrine. Mulrine to the back post. And just a nick of time from Paul Weller ahead, which gives Norwich a throw-in over on that far side adjacent to the Burnley penalty area here at Turf Moor. Will he get that? He's still in possession here. Dangerous situation arises. Plays it back. Ball blocked again from Thomas. Thomas is in a tangle there. And can he get the ball away? He does get the ball away very well from the experienced defender. And the ball falls to Craig Fleming on the halfway line for Norwich. He looks round for options. He's put to the right-hand side. Daryl Such. Mulrine's here. Mulrine still in possession. Mackay crosses in. Davis heads away for Burnley. The ball falls to the Canaries. This time it's a claret ball, Paul Weller. But given away by Paul Weller. Mackay's here again for Norwich. Weller's got it once again for Burnley. Plays it long. Chases on for Moore. But we find a defender there, Fleming, who gives it back to Marshall. Marshall kicks first time. And Claret's in possession with Mellon. Nice flick on for Kevin Ball. Kevin Ball in a central position. He's got Branch to his left-hand side. And Graham Branch stops the situation, does well. Over to the far side, a right side this time. Mitchell Thomas. Oh, that was going through for Mellon, but it wasn't too accurate there from Thomas, as the Clarets have to look on as Norwich come forward, centre circle. is Roberts. Parker in possession for Norwich City. Stabs it forward here. Forbes. He has to go sort of round in circles at the moment. Norwich can't find a way through. Roberts again. Such. That was Coxon with a challenge. Kevin Ball clears it, half clears it perhaps. Moore, just over the top of Ian Moore. Craig Fleming. Parker. Slips by the number 12, Russell. And Mellon. Back here for Steve Davis. Long ball play down the right-hand side again. I think that will run out. Mackay just lets it roll. It's another substitute for the Clarets then. John Mullen, who's going to add some more pace to this Burnley forward line. And Paul Cook comes off for John Mullen to come on.
Yeah, fresh pair of legs in the middle of the park there. And of course, you know, we all know what John Mullen's capable of. I mean, he's a quick player, quick feet, and his fitness is and never in any been in any doubt since he got back to full fitness. So he can marshal that midfield just as well as Cookie can there. And obviously, like I say, a fresh pair of legs at this time, great in the middle of the park there.
The ball back with Steve Davis. A free kick awarded to Norwich City then. It's coming up to 35 in the second half. 10 minutes to go of normal time. A couple of just chests it down. Forbes goes down in a heap, and the situation is very quiet. Shoulder charge from him as the Norwich fans look on in that cricket field stand. A couple of kicks high into the night air. Flick on from Moore. Here's Payton. Down goes Payton. A chance here for Moore. Oh, what a great save from the keeper. We thought Ian Moore was going to score on his debut.
Well, he should have, David, to be honest. I mean, you'd think that one-to-one situation, he made a half chance into a full chance, and he should have scored there, to be honest, shouldn't he? But he'll be ruined that.
Here's Mellon. He's got Mullen to his side here. Mullen in possession now for Burnley. His first touch of the ball. Going to take it to the byline. John Mullen, can he drag it in? Oh, return here. More shot. Oh, it ricocheted into Marshall's arms from that 6-yard area, and Moore did well to get a foot on that, really. He wants to score a goal. He wants to impress the Burnley manager for paying £1 million for him. Weller goes down. Free kick awarded to the Clarets then, just inside the Burnley half. 9 minutes to go.
What he would have loved for that to have gone in, David, wouldn't it? You know, on your debut, £1 million player, the first one to Burnley. You know, it was a really good chance as well that I think people were willing it to go in. I certainly wish they'd got in for him, you know. Like I say, it gets them off to a great start at the club. But there's time yet. There's plenty of time yet, isn't there?
It certainly is. Oh, that was Moore in again, but this time the referee awards a goal kick. And Ian Moore thought he should have had a corner there, but he'll get a goal, there's no doubt about that. Ian Moore then for the Clarets. This is Adrian Forbes, who hits the legs of Mitchell Thomas. He can't do a thing about it, and Norwich find himself back in possession again with Adrian Forbes, this time on the far side. Oh, that was a wee bit late. That was a foul. That was Mickey Mellon on Adrian Forbes. You'll have to be careful. Well,
yeah, only just as Terry says, and the referees must think, well, it's near the end. I'll show a bit of leniency there, but Mickey Mellon did bite into him there, and it was a foul. But I say the referee's not giving it. Clarets on top here most of this half now, fully deserved. 2 goals. That's magical 3 points, David, as far as we're concerned, which takes us back up the table. Probably a couple of places up, will we? Yeah, back in the top 6. Yeah. Well, Stan's always said in the pair that they've always bounced back from after a defeat, and this is exactly what you want. It just shows the commitment that he's got with the lads at the club.
yeah, he always bounced back after defeat, and Although they did slip quite a few places after that defeat, because everybody below them won, but it's a very tight situation up there in Nationwide League Division 1, so they may just squeeze up another couple of notches, perhaps go to 6 this evening. We'll just have to see when we get up. Have a look at the old teletext, see what's going on the league tables then. Mackay for Norwich plays it down the left-hand side, and it was a header in the end from Marshall. Roberts, I do beg your pardon, and Mullen. It just bounced off him there, and Fleming gives it back to Marshall. And the referee says, no, we're not having any of that, so appeals turned down by obstruction on John Mullen, but not given. And, well, here we go. Oh, and the linesman's flagging. He says a free kick. Free kick to Norwich then. Another sliding tackle from the Clarets. And we just look forward to the final whistle here. About 6 minutes of normal time then. Clarets 2, Canaries 0.
He's a big lad, this DeWard, isn't he, Dave? Yeah, the substitute who's just come on there, and yet he's left his side out on the outside of it there. This is where they've got to be careful now. Don't want to concede a goal, whatever they do. Trying out for a corner goal kick. Quite happy with that. Let's regroup and get on with the game.
Yeah, stands up on the touchline, asking his players for just a little bit more before the end of the game, and just to hold out. Let's not concede as well. That's a very tight defence all season practically, apart from the Notts Forest game, which that was a surprising 5-0 defeat the other evening at the City Ground, wasn't it? Very strange one, that. A one-off, as they say. High in the sky. Flick on there from Ian Moore. Craig Fleming decides not to give it back to Andy Marshall, and Fleming clears over to that left-hand side. A claim for handball from this James Hargreaves side. Forbes now to run in there, but ball was quickly in. Papadopoulos here on this left-hand side for Branch.
Dave's jaw's getting frozen up here. You can't pronounce the names now. I just call him Nick. It's far easier, isn't it? But I tell you what, he's done well since he's come here, anyway. Since the games that he's been put in. Yeah. Standing short bit. He's had one blip at Forest. But the first game we saw him, we rated him, David. And first impressions have been brilliant. Yeah,
just lays it off left-hand side for John Mullen. Just taken away from John Mullen by Parker, but Payton's in there, gives it back here for Mellon. Branch, who's going to spray it over to Weller, is he? Not going to get there on this occasion. But a chance here for Weller. I don't know what happened there, but the referee's just stood right there. He could see probably a foul on Paul Weller, but he didn't give it. Brian Hamilton trying some acrobatics, getting the ball. Foul. So one Adrian replaced another one. Forbes is off and Coots on.
And the Spencer's man of the match.
Adrian Forbes.
For the Clarets goes to Burnley captain Steve Davis.
Steve Davis given man of the match then.
I'm just saying, Dave, they took the little right winger off, and number 17. I think he's been the most dangerous forward on the park. I'm pleased to see him walk, to be quite honest. That takes the pace out of their attack, I think. Get him in that dugout as fast as he can. I think I'll be quite happy to see him go.
He's gone off probably a bit more penetrating in the first half than he was in the second. They probably lost his way a wee bit. 42.5 minutes gone in the second half here, as we look on to full time, and we stare in 3 points for Burnley Football Club in their campaign in Nationwide League Division 1. It's Weller over there and gets his side. A goal kick then. Yes, good place. He's come on. I mean, he's always been a good player, Ray, but he's bounced back again from that illness. He's even a better player now.
Yeah, I've never had any doubts about the ability that poor Weller's had or possessed. It was just that case of that he had a couple of years out with that serious illness. I used to love him when he was a young kid. You know, the way he played and his fitness and the way he could go past players. Reminded me of Graham Branch that he used to be able to go past players. And of course now he's back to full fitness, mature player. He still needs another 30-40 games. He lost 80 to 100 games, which would have been under his belt as a player with his illness.
That's right, as Claret's moving forward again. It's going to be Mitchell Thomas to take this throw-in for Burnley. Just sum up, Terry, as you look on as the statistician, your thoughts on the game and the goals.
Most of the goal attempts, David, obviously in the Canaries' 18-yard box. The crowd are incensed by the decision then. Burnley, good value for it. Andy Payton deserved that goal. It hit the post not too many minutes beforehand. Ian Moore is impressed with his work rate and his running at play since he's come on. Branch is a revelation over the last few months. Steve Davis wins the man of the match. It's Burnley everywhere, really. Norwich, nowhere. Stan will be very pleased. Lovely little flick. John Mullin is it on a run. Over to you, David. Thoroughly enjoyed the match.
Whoa, Mullen's shot just wide, but it came through the inside left channel. He always had pace. But, you know, we're going to see everybody score one of these nights. Ray, it's going to be a big scoreline.
15,079. 15,079. Thanks very much for your support.
That's about 12-8. Well, what a well over the gate there.
2 minutes at a time.
Great crowd of 15,008 there. That's tremendous for a night like this, because it's never stopped raining all night, does it?
Good man, good man. I want a good man. Not really said that.
Well, it's a good turnout on a cold November night then. And it's never stopped raining as well, so there you go. It's not far off Christmas, so there you go. It's a good turnout for the Clarets as we see a chance perhaps developing here. Oh, and it was John Mullen who kept that one out for the Clarets. Been a spot of defending since he come on as a substitute.
Great bit of defending there by John Mullen, as Terry just noted there. He was at one end and he's back at the other, and he's there again clearing his lines for Ian Moore to chase onto. That's a good clearance, halfway line, just over. That'll do for now. I don't think they put the minutes up. How many minutes have we got left to play? 2 to go. We're on the last minute now then. That's, let's say, that's a great 3 points again, Dave, isn't it? I mean, it takes us up the table. Quite happy with that. Ian Moore, when he settles down, gets to know his players around him, be a tremendous asset to the club.
That's right, Ray. It's been a great performance. Clean sheet is very important, as we said. There's been one real blip, and as I said, that was the Notts Forest match, but that's just one of them things. And the Burnley defence has been very, very tight for most of this campaign so far. So Norwich City a long, long way back to go home. And I'm sure that they'll pick themselves up after being at Turf Moor. And Burnley march down to Watford on Saturday. Vicarage Road is the venue with a 3 o'clock kickoff against the Hornets. Cross comes in, deep one from there, and Roberts gets the header to it. Nick the Greek comes out to collect it. And we're just nearly on the stroke of full time here at Turf Moor. Norwich have had the full treatment. That's not my pun, that's Terry Butterworth. Here's Branch into the Norwich half. Well, that was a foul on Ian Moore. Ian Moore says thank you and gets up. It's late, but it's going to be a free kick to the Clarets.
Well, like I say, Ian Moore has got quick feet, just like Andy Payton, hasn't he? Yeah. Very, very similar player. I think we'll get goals out of him, no question, when we get the service to him. That's it, full time. 2-0 win for the Clarets. 3 points, that's absolutely tremendous. Quite happy with that.
As Burnley fans go home, jubilant to the sound of Tom Hawks and the Piranhas.